Yo, how are you doing, guys? For the first time ever, we are live streaming across 3 platforms. You people over here are Instagram. You wonderful folks back there are YouTube. And you guys down there are Facebook. So this is why I'm 10 minutes late, guys. Trying to figure out how to set up 2 phones and a laptop computer to figure this out it's been quite interesting. So I'm going to be doing this a lot for the next hour because there's 3 screens. So I'm trying to engage with all 3 communities. Like I said, this is the first time that we've put this on the Durham City Cannabis Club YouTube channel. Kind of honest with you guys, I kind of forgot about you, and I'm sorry. We will be uploading more content, especially from Durham 420, which is now confirmed to be taking place. And no audio. Hear me on Instagram? Whose audio is wrong? So many wires. Suppose you can hear me now because you're unplugged. Is the audio quality okay on Facebook? Too much technology here. Right. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Yes, on this side. Sweet. Can you guys hear me, Facebook? There's no one on YouTube, so you guys can't hear me yet. Right, if I do this properly, I can actually see all streams for once. Let's see if we can catch up and do this properly. I'm not actually that high yet, guys, so I'm going to try and get obliterated over the next hour. Got the Volcano on. We've got the Kermit Silicon Bomb from Peacemaker. Got a load of Pineapple Chunk. So I'm going to get happy and talk about some crack, guys. Big up, Dan. How you doing? I am looking forward to joining you in the press pit at Spanibus. It was because of your post that I saw the other day. I sent a rather groveling email to somebody that I know through the media side of things over there, and they almost instantly hooked me up. So thank you very much for the inspiration, brother. Looking forward to collaborating on some stuff while we're out there as well. Big up the Great Northern Collective. How you doing? Big up Receptors. Again, it was great to actually meet you in person. What was the film called? We the People premiere down in London, organised by the London Cannabis Film Festival. Big up Matthew, how you doing? Big up Real Ollie King. Can't add anybody in the live, guys. I've got too many other streams going on. Big up Graham, how you doing? Welcome Aaron Payamnia. Not sure what your name is, my friend, but welcome anyway. Welcome Long Lost Uza. Big up Wildwood Weeds. Big up Ashley, one of my higher Patreons in the house. I'm just waiting for Hampshire's drop of their CBD flowers, and your box shall be coming out to you. Big up to Quintessential, Alibaba, and Aztec Genetics, and a few others that I can't think of right now that have contributed to this month's box. Big up Dilbert, how you doing? Welcome Dr. Yum Yum, cool name, bro. Pineapple Chunks on the way. Nice. I highly recommend Pineapple Chunk. And as a selfish plug, guys, if you check out my personal YouTube channel, which when I get 1 more subscriber, will officially be able to change the URL. We'll be changing the imaging and rebranding as part of Brave New Media, the company myself. And if you can hear that click, 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 my camera shy camera guy is editing our footage from the weekend just gone when we had press passes for the Hampton CBD Expo in Birmingham. Don't leave my bowl next to my volcano. Sorry, I've scrolled past a comment. I'll catch up in a second. Big up Chris, how you doing? Welcome Charlotte. How you doing, Macca? I just realised I'm probably shouting at you guys because my mic's very close. Maybe that's a bit better. Big up Jake, how you doing? Welcome Claudia. Big up Chris, Ian, another patron in the house. Cheers, brother. Welcome Tracy, how are you doing? All loud and clear, good to hear. Big up Better Vibes, how you doing? Welcome Patrick, how you doing, man? Welcome Wolfie Green. Don't leave your bowl. Why so, Wolfie? What was the issue? I know it gets a bit warm, but I've never really seen have an issue with it. So then I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll just use it. And that's the way to do it. So it's Friday. It's the end of the week, people. Finally get to have some time to chill, relax, and get burnt. Don't know why I'm pressing. I was pressing down on the keypad there to try and make the screen scroll. How are you doing, Claire? Good evening, Alan. And we're finally caught up over there. How's the progress? Well, welcome Big Ass Powers, welcome Bud Tank, welcome Dr. Nathan Engine, welcome Weed Brothers UK. How are you all doing? Durham 420 is big. We have confirmation today. We are going to be at a hall and hotel in a very swanky place. I've managed to book the entire establishment. So there will be a 260 seated, theatre style seated conference in the function room. So that will be taking place all day. There will be 5 hours of conferences and debates and talks. People from all walks of life, from all sides of this, both medical, both our side of the fence and prohibitionists. Hopefully, cross fingers. It's always difficult to get prohibitionists to agree to these events, but we shall try anyway. We're going to have Mike Barnes is coming to speak and take part in a medical panel. Obviously, myself and Trev Coleman and a few others are going to be doing a discussion on environmental impacts of cannabis as a resource, the consequences of drug prohibition, and basically how to negate effectively the end of the world utilizing cannabis. Wow, it smells so nice in there. So yeah, that's just the inside conference center. Then we're going to have a marquee outside with live music, live bands. There'll be other speakers outside, sort of minor speakers, while we try and get as much done on the inside. The conference room on the inside will be live streamed, so if anybody can't make the event, they will still be able to see what is going on during the day. We will have 30 different stalls and gazebos outside, covering all walks of the industry. I will be opening applications in the next day or two. 2 seconds. To be honest with you, probably Sunday will be when we'll drop applications. I mean, you feel free to obviously drop me an email to the Durham email address or even to Durham Messenger if you are interested in performing, having a stall, speaking. If you're a musician, comedian, anything, we're going to really try and make this a unique event that hasn't been seen before. The fact that we've been given the entire building and it's, I believe, 4-acre grounds, a walled garden. This is going to be something fucking special. I've been pulling my hair out. Hopefully you can't actually tell. Literally with stress over this. We have possibly, myself and a few others that have been helping me, big shout out to whichever stream you're going to be in, brother, to get this together. As you may have seen, if you saw my earlier video today, I was flat out elated, absolutely elated. So not only this morning did I get Spanibus press passes for the Brave New Media Company, myself and my camera guy are setting up, but we got confirmation for location for Durham 420. So as I say, we're going to be releasing the teaser video as well as the flyer and information for sponsors. The big hit sponsors, we will be contacting you guys beforehand, so don't worry about that. And I've just noticed a brilliant advantage to having YouTube on the main screen there. It tells me we've been 8 minutes 6, 8 minutes 7, 8 minutes 8. We're going up in the world here, guys. Started with a shit broken phone. Now we're one broken phone, a good phone, and a good laptop. We're getting there. I can hear him giggling. Yeah, little steps, guys. It's little steps. By leaving the ball on, it becomes a burn hazard. Plus, we'll slowly vapor weed. Yeah, I'll learn something new every day. I'll tell you what. We'll utilize it. I suppose that's the best way to get rid of that. Yeah, Jezza, it's going to be very good. Please feel free to attend and bring your camera. Obviously, we'll work out some sort of policy for photography that if anybody, for various reasons, doesn't want to have their picture taken, they can obviously discuss this with the photographers at the event, because we will obviously have official photographers. Oh, you know, a little bit of stalk smells amazing. I don't have an ashtray, so you know what I'm going to do. So yeah, for this year's event, we're looking to get as many people as possible from all walks of life. So any any suggestions you guys may have, look, I'll take it out. Any suggestions you guys have on musicians, on anything, literally anything. I've been given the free space to do what we like effectively. So ultimately, I need your guys' suggestions for people you want to see. Obviously, we're contacting activists from the past 40 years that have been involved in this. We have people from hempcrete companies, from hemp farms. We've obviously got a very big medical panel that we're building. This is going to be a A very unique event. Very unique event. Empty can of the Nashville. I don't drink anything from cans anymore, man. I haven't drank alcohol in a very long time, and I gave up pop many years ago. You want to talk about addiction, guys? Dr. Pepper. Dr. Pepper had me addicted. I've still got 500 or 600 lids from Dr. Pepper. I used to drink 2 to 3 2-liter bottles a day of that shit. I was so badly addicted to Dr. Pepper that when they did a competition, which was called Pants or Prizes, I won 4 pairs of pants and an MP3 player. That's addiction. Caffeine plus sugar is something else. Big up Lucky Cush in the house. Another patron. Thank you very much. Welcome, Great Yarmouth Cannabis Club. How you doing? Big up Plug D-Side. What the heck was that? Thank you very much, Dan. Have been trying. Big up New Merton. Do you think the black market would increase if weed became legal like in the US? It depends on the taxation model. So the black market in Oregon is a hell of a lot less than it is in California, for example, because of the price of it. It's just not worth them being involved in this. So you end up with 2 types of drug dealers or 2 types of cannabis sellers. So there's the people who are selling it as a commodity to make money and would sell anything else to continue to make money. And then you've got the people who are selling cannabis because they have a passion for it. We saw this at the Hemp Expo recently. And in a place where it becomes legalized, the people that were just using it as a profit a means to make profit, to profiteer, they tend to move to other substances. They move to other markets, or they become aggressive. I call it cannibalistic capitalism. And that's what we're starting to see ultimately in the European CBD market in a lot of ways, guys, is many little fish in a pond, and then all of a sudden the big fish eats the little fish until there's nothing but a couple of sharks left. This is what we're going to be organising, Jezza. We are looking to do a couple of things. So I'm going to contact the council, and they've got a park and ride nearby, and try and figure out what would be the logistics, how much it would cost if we could then potentially use one of their buses. Obviously, they're electric. They're slightly better for the environment. It's a better system. We're going to be working to try and get people to lift share. We'll be working on incentives to get people to lift share, because I know a lot of you guys are all from the same sort of areas, but you're still going to travel great distances. I mean, big up Ben, whichever stream you're in, brother. He's going to travel up from Plymouth. That's like a 7 to 8 hour journey. Just shows the dedication, guys. This event is not going to be missed. As I said, obviously, we did have issues in the past with our other events, but that was because they're on public land and because the police had to, as a duty of care, holding a warrant card and having an emphasis in the law, to come and enforce it. So they did as light a possible job as they could, but they made it untenable for me to continue the last event. So for public safety, I decided to scrap it off. It got a bit hairy when I was informed by 2 people that we obviously had dog vans on site, so I got worried for people's their safety and ultimately their freedom. Whereas this one, because it's on private land, we've effectively been told there is no reason to police a private event, especially if we ourselves are providing insured card carrying security on site. Ooh. Good evening, Matt. Jezza, there's a public bus as well that stops at the end of the road. I'm not sure what bus that is, but we'll obviously calculate this. It is going to be Easter Saturday, so there may be a bit more of an issue. I'm discussing with some of the other organisers the potentiality of utilising either minibus or coach, or even just a couple of Maras, a couple of our mates. We'll just ferry people back and forth. It's not that far at all, really. It's 3 miles, if that, out of the city. But we will work on the logistics. I'm working on the Everbright page at the minute. It's called Everbright? Eventbrite page, rather. So what we'll be doing is a digital system. It'll be £4.20 for tickets, early birds, then £10 on the door. We may look at other packages. There is the potential for people to book hotel rooms as well. There's a limited number. I believe there's 19 hotel rooms currently available for the Friday. There is, I think, 7 left for Saturday as well. So if you'd like to book your hotels, either do it direct through bowburnhallhotel.co.uk or bookings.com seems to be the cheapest apparently. We were going to do packages with them, but given the fact that there's going to be a 50th birthday on in the evening in one of the halls there, we didn't push for it. Potentially next year, we're already in negotiations with them if the event goes well to have the entire building or even one of the larger halls, one of the more prestigious halls. I mean, this is a game changer for UK cannabis events, I would say, guys. Shout out to the 2 people actually watching me on YouTube. Hello, guys. This is the first time we have live streamed the DCCC Friday Highday live stream to YouTube. There's a mishmash of screens in front of me. It's very disorientating seeing myself in three different angles. But yeah, we're going to start recording all of the DCCC live streams on YouTube as well, so that you guys can have an opportunity to see what it is that we get up to, what I get up to rather. We use this as a weekly opportunity to check in with the club and share with you guys what I'm doing with the media company that I've set up and how our progress is going towards opening up our physical club. I'm opening conversations and relations with some of the more higher ups in our authoritative institutions around Durham. I'm looking to open the door to the mayor very soon, and if I can get discretionary permission from them, then we're onto a winner here, guys. Seriously, onto a winner. Yeah, do offend it. It just helps offset the carbon footprint of the whole event. There's 100 and nothing. There's just shy of 200 car parking spaces on site. We, like I say, are going to be discussing the idea of park and ride or something, because the last thing I want is the fucking police to attend to see you making a public nuisance by blocking off pavements and shit, which was one of the primary reasons they had to attend the last event. Welcome, Clerkster, Colchester Medical Cannabis Club. How are you doing, guys? I hope you're having a wonderful Friday Highday evening. I'm enjoying some very tasty. Get you a bit out. Some very tasty. Dig to the bottom. Some pineapple chunk. You can't really see because there's a huge light behind you blocking this, but it's a very nice nugget pineapple chunk. In fact, since you lovely people are already on YouTube, if you go on to my personal channel, which doesn't have a URL yet because we haven't hit 100 subscribers, you will find a few strain reviews, including pineapple chunk. Right, let's chuck in a spliff because that looks bloody lovely. It smells even better. Welcome, Callum. How you doing? We'll get you there, Jezza. Like I say, we'll be working on trying to get as many people as possible to group together for the event. Like I say, to me it's the perfect event because it's the marryment of everything I've wanted to do for a long time. It's education while we have a celebration, while we still protest the laws. It's a trifecta of fuck yous to cannabis prohibition, and ultimately that's what 420 is. It was interesting explaining the history behind 420 to the proprietor of the hotel and who owns quite a lot of these swanky areas, and he found it humorous. And for all he said, I'm not a smoker. He said that in recent years he's seen a lot and read a hell of a lot that has really changed his mind on cannabis, and I hope to be given the opportunity to show him further. So obviously, as I stated in the live streams earlier, there will be some rules that have to be adhered to. Anybody caught smoking, even vaping in the hotel, will be removed from the site. There will be posters put up. There will be members of my team coordinating with security to ensure this, because I just can't. If I jeopardize that harms my relations with some very well-to-do individuals within the community I'm seeking to serve. So although it may seem a bit meh to some people, it's what needs to fucking happen. The conference center it's a glass-sided building, so the entirety of the building, all the doors will be open, so people will be able to smoke and hear and see the speakers. The event, all of the speakers will be live streamed, so there'll be nothing missed if anybody is outside enjoying the music under the marquee or any one of the innumerable stalls and live demonstrations that we'll be having. I'm in negotiations in Ben, wherever you are, I can't remember streaming, there you are. Noise me up with glass blowers, please. We want to have glass blowers demonstrating at this event as well. In fact, Jim, if you're out there, Jim, can you hear me? I'll get in contact. I'll send you a message later. Jim runs Boroughfest. If you don't know, guys, you need to check out Boroughfest. It is a glass blowing and how do you describe it? Like a glass blowing and I suppose alternative lifestyle kind of festival. It is the hub for the cannabis activists and the people involved in the UK cannabis and the emerging UK cannabis scene. Buzzing. Ben's already got 4 people to pick up. Cardiff last year was awesome. I need to get in contact with Cardiff Cannabis Club actually because I did say to them I wanted to obviously arrange one for the UK, but the logistics of such a thing a ball ache. That's the only way to describe it. They really fucking are. So if they're going to run another event, I will happily go and support that again. Obviously, that is I think they still use the word marijuana for here. The Million Marijuana March that takes place on the first Saturday of May every year. And that's, again, another sort of 420 style protest, but it tends to be more direct action. So obviously last year, I think there was several hundred people that I led through fucking Cardiff marching with a bullhorn. I can't remember who it was. Somebody gave me a bullhorn and it got out of hand very quickly, and we were just chanting our way through the high street of Cardiff. It was a really good event. I really enjoyed that. So hopefully there'll be another one this year. But we need more of these events. We need cannabis events every weekend, every weekday. We need this concept to be on the forefront of people's minds and consciousness. They need to be thinking all the time, wait, why is cannabis illegal? When every Friday and Saturday their high street smells like a combination of vomit and piss and that sickly sweet smell of alcohol. But then we were told to call 999 if you smell cannabis. I don't know if you saw that poster being put up by Met Police. So at a point when stabbings are an epidemic point, when London has a higher death rate than New York, and the police are worried about how you smell. What the fuck? There's a stalk in the middle of me joint. Felt my disappointment there. One of the most annoying things in the world, which not really. Some of the most annoying things when you're rolling a joint is when a fucking bit of stalk comes through. Big up Jasmine, how you doing? It's the loudmouth not far behind Simba in the bright green. Oh, yeah. We made a good team. There's a few of us that just really just rabble roused. That was great. That really got in the moment with that swing of things. So that was really good. I'm currently smoking some pineapple chunk, some Barney's Farm pineapple chunk. Bloody lovely. Welcome, Ricky. How you doing? I'm assuming you've tagged Jake in that. Hope to hear from him soon. All right, finally caught up with you guys. Let's come back to Instagram. Sorry, guys, you're hiding away down in the corner. We're trying long lost user. I am indeed lucky. I am enjoying some pineapple chunk. Welcome, Zach. How you doing? Welcome, Binsy Roadrunner. Jolene. Welcome. Nasdabs, how you doing? I am very well, thank you, Binsy Roadrunner. Welcome, Darren. How are you doing? Oh, what I press? Didn't cut you off. No, you still are. Welcome, Jonah. How you doing? I think people don't realize about stuff on this page. I think I literally just threw it on my coffee table. No, want not, waste not. No, waste not, want not. Yeah, it's going to be a full proper event as we've always done. So it's going to be stalls, vendors, everything as we've always done, but on private land at a hotel with indoor and outdoor security, limited tickets. Obviously, there's going to be very strict rules. So any unauthorized sales or anything like that, people will be removed and put to the curbside. So there will be none of the shit that went on in the last event where people walk around with fucking cardboard boxes selling overpriced tuna tins of fake weed, fake brands. None of that shit is going down. Everybody will be applying through the application process. They'll be paying for their pitch fee to ensure that Durham City Cannabis Club opens up its premises within the next fucking 8 months in the city centre. It's not just a cannabis club anymore. I've unified this with the whole harm reduction ideology. I've been working very hard with the community coaching course and my local police to be able to present this as a full bespoke package in that We have a place for people to come get information about all drugs that isn't biased, isn't Frank's bullshit lies. People can come get sexual health advice, mental health advice. They can get access to housing and all of the vital services that have been ultimately destroyed by austerity. As I have said for a long time, we're literally going to be using cannabis to regrow our communities, to give back to the people what austerity has robbed from us. And the police want us to fucking do it. That's how we're fucking. This is how much austerity and Tory ideology has fucked policy. 50,000 less policing staff, including 22,000 frontline police officers, have been lost in 10 years. And they wonder why stabbings are through the roof. And they're trying to blame, oh, it's gang culture, oh, it's this. Gang culture's always existed and will always exist. And in ever more austere times, it will always increase with violence. Neil Woods described this beautifully when he described the war on drugs with what the police were doing with the professional gangsters was an arms race. And now we're at the point of what the Truman, that wasn't Truman, it was Kennedy termed MAD, mutually assured destruction. We're at a point now where the only thing we can do is end the fucking war on drugs. The only thing we can do is back down and agree to peace treaties in this war because there's been far too much collateral damage on all fucking sides. It's 420, so it's April 20th. Jolene, you'll have to come check. I can't help but saying any of that. Jolene. Dolly Parton's. Oh, she's in there every time. Every goddamn time. Dr. Pepper issue. It is just sugar. That's why my teeth are fucked. It made me ill for a point. I was actually being seen in hospital because they thought I had, I can't remember the condition now, but I was being sick, a black sludge, because I drank that much that my body couldn't, my pancreas couldn't take all the fucking syrup. So it was literally just trying to eject it. That's addiction. When you're drinking something that makes you sick, but you still want it. Big up Greenleaf Supplements. How you doing? Oh, I pressed on it. My screen won't rotate now. That's weird. I can't scroll on my comments. Sorry, Instagram. For some reason, you are frozen on my side of things. That is very unusual. But a Gorilla Glue number 4, or rather, I suppose, as it's called now, Original Glue, since the lawsuit with the company. Welcome back to Scotland. Pineapple chunk, awesome strain. 3-way combination of cheese, skunk number 1, and a sativa pineapple, I believe. Barney's Farm, hell of a strain. Welcome, Kate. How are you doing? Welcome, Ashley. This is very sort of cheesy. It's got actually perfect way to describe this. Actually, go to YouTube, type in strain review pineapple chunk, and you'll see my strain review of pineapple chunk. That myself and my camera guy, who's still busy in the corner editing away in our editing suite, working on our video from the Hemp and CBD Expo. Did anybody get the opportunity to attend the expo at the weekend at the Birmingham NEC? The first of its kind. We've obviously had hemp expos before. We've had CBD shows. It's the first time that anyone's really tried to put all of this together in that kind of event. And I think it was a really good success, if not still a bit, made me a bit fearful in some ways, in that a great deal of the companies that I spoke to didn't know what the hell they were on about. They really didn't. They were people that just saw a hole in the market, a potential for profit, and they transitioned into it. This is really not annoying, and I can't get into Instagram. It'll let me comment. Oh wait, is that the last? No, because I can't scroll up either. Oh, that's frustrating. Might lose you. Oh, yeah, lost you. And we're back. Yeah, sorry guys, the comments are just frozen. It won't let me scroll up or down for some reason. I can't even click on the comments either. Oh, I think that's the light that's behind you. That's weird. Sorry guys, I do apologize if you're trying to communicate with me on the Instagram stream. Some Gorilla Crust Skittles and some Girl Scout cookies and blueberry kush. That is a hell of a Friday night by the sound of it, Clifford. How are you doing, Anthony? Hi, Ashley. Will there be limited attendees or limited vendor slots? There will be 30 stall slots, but they won't all be for vending. There will be. I do have an ashtray. There will be a breakdown of them. I haven't figured out what percentage wise yet. I'm going to go back to the location and try and work out how I want to divide this. There will be varying pitches, so there'll be the usual 3x3 gazebos available. I think there'll be 100 quid a pitch fee. Then there'll be just pop-up tables in a larger event shelter. Then obviously there will be the main marquee, although there'll be no stalls under that. We do have one super special slot that we will be selling to somebody if they want it, which is to be inside a vintage Citroen van, and it's used as like a pop-up stall sort of thing. So that'll be like a VIP spot if people want that. We'll be looking for ice cream trucks and that kind of thing. Obviously, we want sweets, but there is a restaurant on site, so people will be able to get food. It's quite well priced. I am pushing them to get their vegan menu launched in time for the event as well. Like I say, obviously there will be accommodation on site. It's not that far from a multitude of other reasonably priced hotels in the area as well. Yeah, Girl Scout cookies are really, really nice strain. I saw some. I think we've uploaded the footage yet. At one of the farms in Mendocino, and they had a row of Girl Scout cookies, and they would go on like a deep black purple. And the smell that came off them was fucking phenomenal. Oh, I went to see a guy earlier who went to see his grow, and Jesus, man, what did I do? It was a mountain gorilla cross something, and the smell of it smelled like Starburst. It honestly smelled like the orange Starburst. We will have that conversation, Ben. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. But like I say, we'll work out the usual system. So it'll be something along the lines of 50% rule. Anything over 50% that's potentially difficult materials would then obviously incur either a larger price or there'll be less pitches. We haven't figured out how to work that out. Obviously, the applications will be open to all and everybody will be considered. But like I said, there will be limited. We're looking to limit the tickets to 1,000, or rather, the higher echelon will be 1,000. I don't want to push the venue capacity. But yeah, it's looking like it's going to be a damn good one. Right. I don't know if you can't even comment. Right. I'm sorry. I'm going to exit, so please come back. All 11 of you wonderful folk. I will give you 2 minutes. I won't even that be 2 seconds. I just want to see what your comments are, so I'm going to turn you off and turn you back on. And go. I don't know why it did that. Hey. So the comments will work this time. Expected more from Gorilla Skills. I know sometimes people just seem to be pollen chucking 2 strains together, so they can call them the 2 strains, and people go, "Oh well, I've tried that and I've tried that, so together they must be amazing." There's a lot of hype in the cannabis in everything, especially fucking CBD at the minute. What's on my t-shirt? This is a THTC made t-shirt for Freedom Seeds, and it says "Fuck 'em and their law," and it's a petrol bomb. Yeah, Freedom Seeds based down in Portsmouth. Big love for Freedom Seeds. They do numerous projects. One of my favorite ones of theirs has got to be Big Trip, which is a very lemony, almost quite energetic strain. The Freedom Seeds are one of these companies that keep their lineage and their genetics very close to heart, but they produce some quality seeds. This was just one of the freebies they gave us last time I saw them. Got a lot of time for those guys. They're nice people. Flood the hotel. What, like Wet Bandit style? First time I've used a Home Alone reference in a live stream before. Can anybody answer me this if we have any tech heads actually amongst you? I was worried that battery's going to die on my phone. Do you reckon I can use YouTube and Facebook as a live stream through the same camera on my computer, or would it recognize it as 2 separate streams? I would have to use an option, like a restream service. I'm a bit technologically docile. Docile? Dense was the word I was reaching for there. Check them out, Claudia. They're in Fratton, and I can't think what the street's called. I've got family down there. Spend a lot of time. If you're down in that region, check out Hampshire Canna Community or Hampshire Cannabis Community, run by Cy Diggum. Wonderful man. Does a hell of a lot for the community. He's opened up a shop down in the high street. I think when I saw him last weekend, he said he'd actually confirmed a location. So check him out and check out Hampshire's events. They do a lot of stuff on Eastney Beach, up near where the old war guns are. A few of theirs, really good. That's so on Fawcett Road. You're going to have to attend, Magna. This is going to be a huge event. It's Easter Saturday, guys, so most of you will probably have it off work already, so no excuses. Oh, yeah, I'm in the gang. Oh, bless us. Thank you for sticking with me, one guy on YouTube, or one lady, or whomever you may be. Welcome, Terpentine Talk. How you doing? Welcome, Loves of the Good Bud. Welcome back, Jolene. Welcome, Cali Dabs THC. Welcome, Great Yarmouth Cannabis Club. Scott, how you doing? Matthew, how you doing? Dan, welcome back. Welcome, IB Plastering. Receptors. It is indeed Receptors. Welcome, Tamak. Teamak. Blommy, welcome. Welcome back, Wild with Weeds. Welcome, Lost Wakey. I can scroll through my comments again. How does the weed in the US compare to the US Cali weed we get here? A hell of a lot of the Cali weed we get here is split into two groups. So you've got actual import that has failed tests over there, so it's illegal over there. It's not good enough for them to smoke, so it comes here rather than going in the bin. Or it's UK Cali, so it's US genetics grown here en masse in industrial units, and a lot of that is unfortunately controlled by bigger gangs that are not interested in reforming the law. They're not interested in ending prohibition. They're not interested in rebuilding their communities. They're only interested in profiteering from the continuation of prohibition. So frankly, I don't engage with the UK Cali scene because there's just too much money and too much hype for me. I'm grow your own, bring the price down, not the price up. It's not about putting it in fancy packaging and whatever. And obviously people can do what they want, and that's their own way of doing. But I come from quite an impoverished area. I've lived in poverty for a long time now on benefit, and I'm working hard to build a company and a club and various other projects to be able to get myself not just off benefit, but be able to put myself in a position to help the people within my community. This is why I'm engaging with the police. This is why I'm engaging with the council. This is why I'm trying so hard to get the club done in the correct way. So it's respectable, it's public, it's transparent. We can then give the premises to these other charities and agencies that have lost a lot of their funding through austerity. I call it economic eugenics. It feels like they're trying to murder us through fucking policy, socio-economic policy. And what we need to do as a community is rally together. And one of the best assets and resources we have is cannabis. We can generate a great amount of money with cannabis. Cleanly grown, organic. It doesn't even have to be organic, but as long as the materials you are using are not detrimental to human health when combusted or volatilized through vaporization, then hell, let's do it. Let's keep the money in our own communities. Let's stop giving it to big international conglomerates and organizations and criminal syndicates that then siphon this off back out of the country. Come Brexit, if we actually lock that door, it's going to get very difficult in this country for a lot of the import to come in. People are not talking about this in the cannabis scene. But if Brexit locks off as hard as they fucking say it is, we're like any other commodity. It's going to be difficult for us to get into the fucking country. So grow your own's going to have to be what replaces it anyway. We need to be smart with what we do. We're all risking everything every day anyway. So the best thing that we can do is utilize the resources to rebuild and to repair what has been raped and pillaged by consecutive governments that have no interest in bettering the lives of the average individual. If you just type Simper Carter into YouTube, the channel doesn't have a URL yet. The channel is just still called Simper Carter. Once I hit 100 subscribers, though, we will be changing to Brave New Media. I don't know if you're in one of the rooms, maybe Makita, if you're kicking around or you see any of these, please let's push this logo. I will ring you tomorrow. In fact, I will ring you tonight and we'll chase up getting this logo vectored and ready so then we can incorporate the company. I've actually done pretty well considering Brave New Media isn't yet an entity in a lot of ways. We've still already received press passes for a lot of events, Spanibus included. I woke up to an email this morning from a woman in their press office saying that they'd considered my plea and were very interested in having me attend, which is a wonderful thing. I then was able to blag them for a second ticket for my camera shy camera guy, or silent editor, as he may be also known as, aka the silent editor. You found it on the Durham channel. Oh, there's two channels. There's the Durham City Cannabis Club channel, which is probably where this live stream is being recorded to. But there's also the Simplicata one, which is where we've done the strain reviews. It's got the interview with Michael Fisher from Teesside Cannabis Club. It's part of a series that we're doing, interviewing various club admins. I'll be sitting down with a few people out in Spain, in Barcelona, for clubs out there. I'll be sitting down with, I can't think where Patrick's club is as well, in southern Spain at some point over the year, and some of the Americans as well. There's also the interview and tour that I did with Sean Honecker, who is the founder of Yeti Farms up in Colorado. He showed me around his extraction facility in his farm, way up in the hills in, it wasn't Mesa, it wasn't Mesa. I can't even remember what it was. It was up in the mountains, up in Colorado anyway. Really check that out. Really informative video, cracking blog. It's just always nice to see huge jugs of keef and just endless rows of extraction ovens, back ovens rather. The tickets are not yet available, Clifford. I'm putting together the Eventbrite page this evening. I was starting it before I realised actually when I got back, I need to talk to you wonderful people because it's Friday and we need to do the Highday stream. Ooh, you're setting a seed bank up there, Chris, or are you just building your own personal stock? I always suggest to everybody, build a stock always. If somebody offers you seeds, take it. I got some more seeds off a guy I saw tonight just because he was like, "Do you want some?" Just always say yes. They're not illegal. You can have 100,000 of them in your house, and if you get caught and you're growing as well, they can't take them. They're souvenirs. They're not a proceed of crime unless the packaging is open. A product of crime, paraphernalia, should we call it? Welcome, Catherine Ross. How are you doing? See, my neck doesn't hurt tonight, guys, because I've got Instagram the right way up. I'm not trying to read it like on the fucking cockeye. Yeah, I'm just throwing my mushrooms. Dope. Well, look, fair. I think that's just slot straight back into the base. Right, some bong. All it is the Highday. Most of your seeds. I know, Ben, because you were just curious what they look like. It's like a kid when he gets an action figure as a youngin. This is why they're so valuable still in the packaging, because you just want to look at them. You want to look at them. Sometimes they get left somewhere wet, and this weird thing happens. It's crazy. It's like it comes to life. Good reason. Thank you very much for setting this. I'm trying. Dr. Denz has just uploaded a photo of UFO spotted over Area 51. Go check that out. We'll actually be filming with Dr. D, Tyler Green from Ice Smoke Media. Shout out to Ice Smoke, as always. And Strain Kenner, three of the most prominent UK cannabis YouTubers. I think they're all staying together in the same location, actually. Myself and my camera shy camera guy will be staying with the London Cannabis Film Festival guys. So between the half dozen of us, Joseph's out there as well. Yeah, man, it's gonna be a lot of content being produced out there. Ooh. Everything else, actually. So, 2 seconds, guys. I'm gonna pull someone else. Whoa. Yes, let's have a bong of Master Kush. I adore Master Kush. Beautiful strain. Oh, wow. Don't know enough of the lineage. I just know it's an amazing strain. Cheap class. B&M, guys. This is a really good way to cure your weed. Glass is obviously infinitely better than plastic. Obviously, cannabis, the terpenes in cannabis are actually minor solvents. So they'd help leach the BPAs and BPCs in the plastic package for me. I'm a hypocrite. I shouldn't be using this fucking grinder. I'm waiting until I've got the resource to buy a better quality metallic one, or ideally I want one of these Santa Cruz 100% hemp ones. If anybody's out there that sells them, would perhaps want me to utilize one and sponsor your link, I'm happy to do so. You can combine streams, found a site that will see for you wonderful people. You're there doing my work for me. Thank you, Maka. So I'll have a look at that after this. Where are you on YouTube? Multiple places, Wolfie. Obviously, we're at Durham City Cannabis Club. We literally need Durham City Cannabis Club. I don't want to click on that in case I turn this off. Yes, the Durham City Cannabis Club, and we just search Simper Carter. But the Simper Carter page will obviously be changing over to the Brave New Media channel. I just smell that all day. You know what it is? I can't wait till cannabis is legal, because have you already seen it's called a bit poorly named skunk fragrance? They use one of the orange terpenes from cannabis, and they made an aftershave, and they put it in a really cool little glass cannabis leaf shaped bottle. I think you're going to see far more of this. I mean, a lot of the products that are used in traditional perfumes and aftershaves are not really sustainable, but cannabis terpenes really fucking are. So it's going to be interesting to see. It's just, again, another fringe industry that is going to be revolutionized by the ubiquitous relegalization of cannabis. Sorry, I'm going to really shut my mic on. Sorry about that, guys. Welcome, Tammy. How you doing? Big up, dude with doves. Big up Cornwall Cannabis Revolution in the house. I don't know if you have seen, brother, on my personal YouTube channel, we have launched the, or uploaded rather, the interview that we did at the Hemp and CBD Expo at the NEC in Birmingham last weekend. I think tomorrow I'll be uploading the interview I did with Phil Monk, the founder of We the Undersigned. We also have an interview with a gentleman whose name currently escapes me. He created a LiDAR and combination radar LiDAR technology that is a way to protect crops. We did a very interesting interview with him at the Weed World stall or stand at the expo this weekend. So that will be getting edited and released as well. Obviously, we have Callie's talk in full that is going to be released, and our video that my camera guy is tirelessly working away on. He's been working on this every night this week to get this ready for launch. Obviously, this is our first major event coverage that we've ever actually done. So I think we're both a bit nervous and apprehensive to get it done and get it out there, you know. Welcome, Organic Gardener. How are you doing? Big up, Jolene. Like I said, the tickets will be available probably from Sunday, Monday. I'll release the link. I need to set up the Eventbrite. Yeah, Eventbrite. So it'll literally just be barcode scan on your phone. It's quite easy software for us to do. Obviously, there will be tickets available on the day, but for I hadn't considered that. I've just come across a problem in my mind, a flaw in my plan. Need to figure out how to do ID here. We're either going to have to figure out a system of identifying ID online to confirm tickets, or tickets can be bought but can only be used in conjunction with identification on the door. We will be very strict about this. I mean this. I'm giving you the warning now. You've got enough time to prepare for this, because I'm covering all eventualities. I'm taking a hell of a risk setting this event up this way. This could potentially irreparably damage my career and my standing in the community, and damage the prospects of future events at such caliber of venues. Do you know what I mean? So kind of tiptoeing a little here, guys. Vegan wick. I still need to fucking get some vegan wicks. Somebody remind me to dig out some vegan wick at Spanibus. I guarantee you will be able to find some Spanibus. Right, Hope, whatever you're doing. I keep stealing this from Tyler Green. He said, smoke along, dab along. I've literally stolen that from Tyler. So, for you, Tyler, hope you're all smoking. That's a very good point, Ben. No. That's something I can't do right now. Go away. Sorry, guys. Claudia, I couldn't agree more. Yeah, I'm not going to criticize anybody because I smoked tobacco for 18 years. It is a very difficult addiction to break. And you will justify to yourself all of the myths and lies that we say of, oh, it makes it cheaper, or it helps it go further, all this, all that. It's the tobacco addiction talk. You know, when you finally break it, and I did, like I said, after 18 years, and my relationship with cannabis changed overnight. I went from I couldn't go 2-3 hours without, so I need that combination. I need that without weed and the tobacco. And it took me a long time to get off just smoking tobacco, but because I combined the two, it meant that I always needed to smoke weed, or felt I always needed to smoke weed. So even when I first started becoming an activist, before I founded the club, um, keep messages popping up below. So before I even founded the club, I recognized that I needed to break that relationship because I worried that I was addicted to cannabis in that sense. But as soon as I stopped smoking it with tobacco, it's not a thing. It's just not a thing for me anymore. If I'm stressed because of my mental illness, or if I'm in a difficult position, generally it's something that I can go to and choose to consume. But it's not the end all be all of my existence that it was for quite a period of my time. I'm not going to lie. But I don't believe that's cannabis's fault. I believe it's the combination of people mixing it with tobacco and their life circumstances. If you become too dependent on a crutch, you atrophy the muscles in your leg, which means when you try to walk, it's more difficult. The same thing happens with any crutch substance, it's not even a substance, any behavior, any activity that is a neurological surrogate for what would naturally be occurring in your brain if you were in a better life circumstance. So again, this is what I always say about drug snobbery. I do it with cannabis, some do it with heroin, some do it with ecstasy, some do it with sex and gambling, some do it with cocaine, some do it with fucking jumping out of airplanes and climbing mountains. We can't hate on each other for the way we choose to get through life. As long as it's not infringing on the freedoms of another or the safety of another, then we really shouldn't be in a position to judge them, in my humble opinion. It is, and you actually get the flavour as well, receptors. It's so much better without tobacco. Welcome, Togi. Can we get tickets for your site? Yeah, like I said, the tickets will be going available for guests. We'll be launching the flyer with all the details for stall applications and whatnot. Obviously, there will be limited space, but I'll be leaving it open as long as possible, and I will personally be reading every application and taking into consideration everybody. So if you've been established a long time, if you've only just started, whatever your market specialty is, get in contact with us, and we're going to do this in the best possible way we can ultimately. Venue capacity, like I said, is 1,000. It's not 1,000. I'm putting 1,000 on it currently, but if, say, for example, we hit 900 fucking sales online or whatever, then we put an extra couple of hundred on the door. But there's means and ways, the scope for scaling up the event. But right now, I'm trying to I'd rather have less people there and it be a better event than have a lot of people there and a lot of more things go wrong. So the conference, for example, that 5 hours for me, the caliber of individual that we can get to speak and the kind of, I'm trying to remember to speak to all cameras, the kind of individuals that we can get to speak is gonna that's crazy. Who's on YouTube as well? Somebody watching me on multiple screens. Yeah, the caliber of the individual that we're getting to come and speak warrants it needing to be live streamed with high quality technology. Obviously, they've got the bits myself are doing. I don't know if you're out there, Darren Rigby, you can hear me, you can see me. I'll be getting in contact with yourself as well to come and cover it. If you're not, obviously, if you're thinking about it, you will be going to Hyde Park. Come down. So we will be covering, obviously, these events. We'll be live streaming everything. We'll be recording things to be broken down into segments of videos. And it's about creating an event that no one else has really done. So we can have the protestable aspect of people that just want to come and smoke. Boom, come and smoke. People who want to come and sit and just have the education. Boom, come and do it. People who want to come for the workshops and get their hands dirty. Boom, come and do it. People that just want to feel comfortable and safe in a community, in a space where they're surrounded by like-minded people and they don't have to fear the random arbitrary detention from a fucking antiquated law by a moron that's enforcing something he doesn't understand anymore. The best thing we can do is educate ourselves in the law. This is something I'm hoping I'm going to get Trev Coleman to speak on at the event, so that each and every one of you attending will be given the tools capable to challenge the charges, so that when you are unfairly and unnecessarily detained, you are capable of walking the fuck away, of not accidentally giving yourself up or confessing to a crime that isn't a crime. Yeah, like I said, Jamie, they will all be considered. Obviously, people like yourselves will be given special sort of consideration. Will you fuck off? Pardon. Sorry, somebody ringing me. Okay, here we go. Hi, Sarah. How you doing? Welcome, Jojo. So yeah, any suggestions as well, guys? Anybody you can think of that would potentially want to come and speak? Anybody you'd think that I don't already have within my wider network, or that I just wouldn't be really thinking of? Please do get in contact. Please do send me a message and let me know who you'd like to see, especially local musicians and things like that, because we're trying to create the outside space in the marquee to just be music. That will literally just be a space for live music. Inside will then be just a space for speakers. Then obviously there will be a sectioned area where we have around 30 stalls is what I'm looking at the minute preliminarily. I need to go down there with a string and a bit of sticks like I did for Hemp Gardens and calculate how many spaces we can actually get down there. Then we have the run of the second part of the grounds. In there, I believe there's something along the lines of 20 different picnic benches. So there's plenty of places for people to sit. Like I say, obviously we'll be looking to get ice cream vans and whatnot. Fingers crossed, guys. Touch wood. It's going to be a beautiful spring day. So yeah, it's going to be quite a hell of an event. I hope to see you all there. Is that a genius idea? Aha. Get my weight in there. Oh, I think that was the Burger King motto. Was it "Have it your way"? I like my bong with a spliff. Yeah, don't think that'll go down very well, Jolie. I am inviting prohibitionists, though. I'm actually hoping to contact the gentleman that I debated on BBC Newcastle the other morning from Addictions UK to speak his opposition, so that then we can have a reasonable debate in front of the people. The problem is, every time I've tried to set up one of these before, the prohibitionist quite quickly backs out because they realise the kind of individual they're up against. The panel would consist of me and Trev Coleman to start off with, which is enough of a headache for most people that know the breadth of Trev's fucking knowledge base. You know, between us, we tend to remember a lot of statistics and I've read a hell of a lot on the subject, you know. Yeah, I said there will be out. A lot of my friends, well, I say a lot, maybe 4 different friends have gone into music in different ways and different forms. They will be invited, but also everybody will be given equal billing and footing. So anybody that is in a band, that knows a band, whose sisters, brothers, wait, that would make you a brother or sister. Anybody that you know who has a band, then please do consider it. DJs as well, any kind of live performance. Hell, comedian. Ooh, I know 2 comedians. We might have comedy, guys. Right. Let's smoke this. I'm gonna move my mic, guys, so you don't hear me coughing directly down your ear hole. Right. Cheers, guys. My light is dying. Whoa. What? Excuse me. It's only half the bowl. Damn. Oh. She wouldn't make it in the venue receptors. Welcome, Tom Sexy Cow. Big up Empire CBD UK. It's getting a little smoky in here. It's pain in that split. What? Take it easy. Love the good bud. Thank you very much. I will try. Obviously, I will keep you guys up to date. So check back with the page. We'll be posting a lot more to the Durham City page now. I've kind of been. Excuse me. I've been a bit quiet because, frankly, we've had nothing to announce. I've been working on this as if it was going to be a very minimal event. It was kind of going to be a gate crash public, almost a last minute thing, so that it would protect everybody involved. But obviously now I've been able to secure private land, not just private land, but a hotel and a historic hall. This is next level shit. You know what I mean? We started all the way down here with Hemp Gardens with that first event and the first 100 and 200 so people that turned up. Bless you guys. And we're going to go for something very grand here, very unique. Big up, Jake. How you doing? Welcome, Neos. I've been in about an hour. I'll give you wonderful people another 20 minutes of my time if you will entertain me that long. Wish there was a button I could press on Facebook that would turn off all the other notifications jumping on my screen when I'm live streaming. Sorry, Ashley. I will make a note now. Do. Sweet. Yeah, so we need to. There should be the Aztec one and the Hampshire one. I'll get them sorted. I need to chase up Alibaba and Quintessential as well. They are both due to give me codes. So I do apologise. I'm spread a bit thin at the minute. I'm obviously working on getting the media company ready for heading out to Spain to cover Spanibus. Finally got press passes, so we can actually do it properly. Obviously, we're setting 420 and trying to get the club and everything ready. It's been a bit of a nightmare. Not that I'm just making excuses. But I'll get them over to you. To be fair, what I'll probably end up doing actually is I'll just post them to the Patreon wall that you guys can only see on that link. I'll post them there, and what we'll do is I think you can star them so they maybe stay higher, or I could incorporate them in. That's extra paper. I wouldn't want to do that. I was going to say incorporate them in your boxes, guys, so that I don't know if the patrons are kicking around, that it could be utilised that way. We'll figure it out. It's a learning curve for me, so I do apologise that I haven't got them to you sooner. You've missed everything, Neos. I'm not telling you now. No, we've just confirmed that we have got possibly the best venue ever for 420. So we've got a historic hotel and a historic hall and hotel, at Bowburn Hall. So they've given us their 4-acre plot outside, plus their conference room, the conservatory. We've got their open restaurant. The bars will be open, but no alcohol will be served to anybody. But soft drinks will be available, light snacks. Obviously, there'll be full meals. I'm pushing them to make sure that their vegan menu is ready. There will also be some other forms of light food available at some of the stalls, but there will be, I suppose, the only food you'll get out there will be edibles, really, in a lot of ways. There's plenty of places to stay, Chris, if you could work it. Yeah, man, Spanibus is going to be insane. I am so looking forward to having the ability to go get a little bit further in there. This is what I found at the Hemp and CBD Expo. Actually, having that press pass meant a lot of people approached me, so it made the job easier. Obviously, I'm not a journalist. I'm not a writer, but I've ended up being a writer. I'm not trained in any of this. I'm learning by doing. I kind of go, let's give that a go. If it works, it works. This seems to be working. So obviously, me and my business partner, the fucking camera guy, we've incorporating Brave New Media as a company, and we're really putting all our eggs in one basket with this. So Spanibus is going to be our first big international event that we're covering press-wise. We should be partnering up actually as an official media partner for the Hemp and CBD Expo in September as well, back at the NEC, which should be. So I'm going to move you around to the front because we're irritating me. That should be at least 50% larger. I mean, I think they booked an extra 30% before they'd even finished the first event. So given the amount of media interest and the sheer scale and scope of the emerging industry in the UK, I think you're going to see that possibly, more probably, double in size, and it'll be in Hall 18 and 17. Tickets should be $4.20 for the advanced tickets. They'll be limited in number, and then there'll be £10 on the door. Indeed, Dan. We are what we are. We do the best thing we can. For me, I know my camera guy's sick here and me saying, but it's a learning curve. It really is. Just tripping and going, oh shit, right, avoid that. Oh, need to do that. Need to remember to do this. Need to remember to do that. And I think you'll see it actually in the evolution of our channel, in the evolution of the videos moving forward. Looking Curtis, how you doing? See what messages I missed on the stream. Yeah, Mike, I think there is a way, except on Instagram is one of the only ones that for some reason stay separate. I remember one of my YouTuber mates telling us. Yeah, man, there's so much going down. Receptors, if you checked out Borofest, you should really look at Borofest. What else have we got going on this year? There's the World CBD Awards in Barcelona. I think I'm quietly sneaking my way into that one with a press and potentially even a speaker as well. Yeah, it's got Product Earth at the end of August. It's going to be a great event. Sorry, I'm just trying to make sure I don't cough directly into your ears via my microphone. But yeah, man, Spanibus is going to be huge. It's interesting because this is the first year, well, it's just been bought out by High Times, but they've also banned CBD products. So it's going to be very unusual to see so many people pushing, well, THC seeds and all the equipment and the technology and everything else, but they've banned CBD. So yeah, it's going to be weird. I've got this vision in my head of the guys going around and asking what your flowers are. I better be THC weed in there. What else have we got coming up this year, cannabis-wise? And Hampshire have got an event on the beach. Their Eastney Beach event is well worth attending if you can get down to the South Coast, guys. Literally, Portsmouth, bottom of the country. You've then got Canafest, UK Canafest. Shit, I'm actually speaking of UK Canafest, which is at Dumfries and Galloway. Set up by Dumfries and Galloway Cannabis Club. That's Tim and I want to say Sarah, but I think I'm wrong. Oh, is it Sarah? I don't know. I can't remember right now. I'm a little bit high. Yeah, exactly. That's why it's going to be so interesting. Receptors are saying there were so many CBD vendors at the last Spanibus. There really was, because obviously emerging market. But as they try and get a grip on that, so that, in my opinion, they can monopolize on it, it's going to be interesting to see what fills the hole. Big up Northern Light Stoner, Aberdeen. How are you doing? Well, I think I'm going to finish a spliff and leave you guys because I've been on live streaming for about an hour and 10, hour 15. But I hope you've enjoyed this conversation as much as I have. I suppose I've enjoyed it because I'm just sounding really big. I told you about all the wonderful things that's going to happen at Durham 420 this year. Really looking forward to it. Nice. Yeah, man. Lo-fi is the best. We thought non-copyright as well, so none of the algorithms try and kick me off. This is the problem with music background in videos these days. Welcome, Northern Nugs. How are you doing? Welcome, Shane. Is the Cardiff March going forward, Chris? Because if so, I'll definitely come and attend that as well. I'm trying to think if there's any reason I can't. Don't think there's anything on that week that I can think of right now. Isn't that around the time of the is it the Under One Banner March that they're doing, the Welsh Freedom March? Cheers, Shane. Much appreciated. Well, that pineapple has once again kicked me heavily. Feel good, feel happy, really content. Let's have one more slide on. Twist my arm. Pretty little notes. How can you support from down here? In what capacity in terms of event? Anybody you can think of that would be willing to come and speak? Anybody that you would think of from the educational side of things, from the fringe of the cannabis community? If anybody can think of people that, like I say, are not obvious sort of people that I'm going to contact and try and get anyway, or people that are otherwise going to be occupied because of other events, but people that are capable of speaking on this from a point of expertise and confidence from experience. Anybody on the medical side, anybody in academia that is studying this. I'm going to obviously work closely with Durham Union in the next it's the weekend bugger. So at the start of the week, I will obviously get onto them. Drugs charities, anything like that, service access points, various community organisations like that. If in the Northeast, these are the ones that I'm going to try and pull in. But then anybody around the UK that's doing anything a bit unique with cannabis, especially in industrial capacity, that we need up there. Obviously, we will have various CBD companies and whatnot in attendance, but ultimately, I don't want this to be just everybody's white labeled products having a race to the bottom. I want there to be enough of access for the plethora of products that are capable of being provided from cannabis. So, like I say, I will be personally going through all of the vendor install applications to ensure that we have a fair balance of all facets of products that are derivable, so that people can get everything from hemp fucking t-shirts and rope and tea and CBD flowers and THC and edibles and everything else. It needs to be a true marketplace, while there is also the education hub and the entertainment hub with the marquee outside for the live bands. I mean, for me, the conference bit that we're creating with the 260 people capacity. 160. This is why you're writing notes. 260 capacity conference center bit. That's where we're gonna be live streaming from all day. So I'm gonna hope to get people debating in the industry, people debating the law, people that are arguing both sides for, say, sick kids and that kind of thing, and really create, instead of just having us preach to the converted, a true conversation that other people that are on the fence and people that are on our side and people that are on the other, there shouldn't be sides, but you know what I mean, people that are against cannabis can then watch these debates and be swayed by the human argument, the human element. Big up Pen, how you doing, brother? That can be persuaded to at least entertain the concept that maybe they're wrong. Maybe cannabis isn't this dangerous, this scary demon drug that's going to creep into their houses and ruin their children's lives. Once we can break that stigma and we can break through that cognitive bias, we have an opportunity to change them, to win them over. I smiled a huge grin at that guy Simon Stevens when we were sat doing the BBC Newcastle radio, and the first thing he said was, "I'm not really in favour of keeping cannabis illegal or legalizing it. He just wanted to reduce the harms." He seemed like, at least at first, he was coming from a genuine place. So it's it's possible, I believe, to bring him on side or at least stop him proliferating stupid information. He actually sent me a couple of emails for some of the information that we discussed within that interview. I'm going to go through it and do a critique. Nothing in a personal attack or an ad hominem attack against him or who he is, but a debate, a public discussion about those ideas. The way we evolve as a community is a bunch of people get together. They say, "I think this, I think this, I think this," and we talk until there's consensus. Once we have consensus, we're capable of moving forward with ideas and concepts that are actually beneficial to all of us, rather than going, "Well, that guy's got lots of money, so he must be good, so we'll give him the power to get more money by controlling everything." And that's what we've been doing for so fucking long. And we need to decentralize that in our community and give it back to the people. So this is why we don't need so many organizations, as it were. We do need organizations, but we don't need to unify under one leader. It's 1,000 people doing 1,000 things is what's going to win this war ultimately. And so it's a demonstration of an event like this. So we will have medical professionals, doctors that are breaking out from the stigma of being incapable of prescribing cannabis for 50, I can't do the math fast enough, 60, nearly 60 odd years, you know. Then we'll have academics that are now, well, I've decided to do this with my PhD and looking at what cannabis has done with X, Y, Z. Then you'll have people that are setting up hempcrete companies that are actually using cannabis as a resource to tackle climate change as a means to reduce the carbon in various industries. Then you'll have ideally chemists and people that are studying the molecules, the very nature and makeup of the plant. So we'll have a plethora of people discussing cannabis from all aspects while being able to consume and enjoy it. It's a wonderful marryment of the two worlds that I want to see under the ubiquitous re-legalization of cannabis, which is free fucking access, no limitations, because there shouldn't be any restrictions. The worst somebody does when they get too stoned is they're going to fucking go to sleep. They might get a bit wobbly. We can deal with that. We understand how to deal. Here, have a drink, have something to pull you around, sit down, boom, done. Whereas the same is not true with other substances. So we don't need to be too worried about a binge cannabis culture. And once cannabis is ubiquitously accessible, people are not going to binge it anyway. They found this with other substances, that when they give the consumers, especially addicts, more access, they consumed less. You'll have experienced this paradox yourselves when you're like, "I've got no weed." You go and buy weed, and then, "Oh, weed's in there." And all of a sudden, you don't need the weed. You're calm again because you've got access to it. It's the same thing. Look at what happens to people that go batshit crazy the day before Christmas. And people have to go buy 10 days worth of food because the supermarkets are closed for one day. That mechanism of scarcity is how capitalism is worked for so fucking long. And we need to get that away from cannabis. This is the ultimate renewable resource. You literally can just grow it. Grow fucking loads of it. And it can cover all your bills as well as provide you all the cannabis you need. Yeah, should be up for it. We'd be looking to get, like I say, a lot of people. I do want to create a patients panel, basically where we just come and have testimonials. I think that would be very good thing to do. What's going on over here? Yeah, you missed all the good bits of 40 but I'd be telling you all about the events and shit. I say we've got a proper hotel with a conference room. They've been giving us the restaurant. We've got the bars, and we're suspending alcohol sales for the day. So it'll be a dry event, but there'll be like obviously soft drinks, light snacks, actual food and shit. This is going to be one of the biggest events that I've done to date, and I think one of the most unique cannabis events that's taken place in the UK that I'm aware of to date, especially with the way that I'm going to do it. Yeah, I'm literally having to smoke this bong and go, guys, because My voice is getting raspy. But I've enjoyed your company as always, guys, as I hope you have mine. Welcome, Corey. Welcome, Elliot. You know, the companies that sell CBD oil. Unfortunately, a great deal of CBD on the market is shit. It's people that have got into it as a multi-level marketing scheme and gone, I know, you just put isolate in product X, then add flavor Y, and oh, it's a unique product of blah. No, they don't know about the entourage effect. They don't know about the endocannabinoid system. They don't know anything about how it works. So they're just, frankly, fucking it up. And this is in a lot of ways why they're going to clamp down on the market. It's not because CBD works or any of the other conspiracies. It's illegal for you to make any medical claim. Yet people are putting, even on your packaging, when it says dose, recommended maximum, so let me speak, maximum dose, even using the word dose could be classed as an infringement of the rules around it being classed as a pharmaceutical. It's stupid. And it's the same with people selling CBD flowers. You may as well be selling THC flowers. The only difference is the police that are then arresting you that are idiots because they don't. The machine says which lasts the 0.2. The 0.2 thing comes from when you cultivate it under license. It's got nothing to do with possession of the plant itself. We live in a point where nobody knows the rules, but if you know more than the people that are trying to arrest you, they can't arrest you. That's where we've arrived at now. There's going to be several speakers at this event that, like I say, are basically going to tell you what you need to know to not be worried about the boys in blue so that we can stop this stupid fucking war between us, because they've got to the point where they're quite nervous around people that know what they're talking about with cannabis. It's interesting when I'm sat in a fucking room with them doing these fucking coaching courses and stuff. One of the cops asked us about, I want to give my dog cannabis oil. You know, and I explained to her about like mammals have an endocannabinoid system and the difference between CBD and cannabis, the dangerous cannabis oil, and it's interesting because they're just human at the end of the day. They're as curious as everybody else. It's the police that are working to end the war on drugs in general. Anyway, the Police Federation, as I've said many times before, voted unanimously last year to change drug policy. They're bored. They're sick of doing this. One of the reasons that we've ended up with a hyper-violent culture is because of the arms race, as Neil Woods describes it as. Do you want to have a good light? No. That'll do. Yeah, so it's coming to an end. So it's getting to the point where they're going to allow certain people to do certain things with certain substances in certain ways, and we're going to move forward greatly. So you're going to see psilocybin-based antidepressants over the next 18 months. You're already seeing esketamine that is going to be coming to market in America in the next 12 months. The LSD trials are moving forward via Beckley and MAPS. You've obviously got MDMA is now being legalized for certain treatment of PTSD in Israel. This is then going to translate into numerous other countries around the world. Ironically, the legalization of cannabis is a gateway to the legalization or the regulated medicinal usage, which will lead to certain recreational substance use of other things. The war on drugs is coming to an end eventually. What we need to do and what I feel morally obligated to do is help the people that aren't able to capitalize on this. Too many people are getting rich off of this tiny stepping stone towards the end of prohibition. This is one step along the way. We shouldn't get too comfortable and set up our tents and start making all these millions on CBD while demonizing THC to ensure that we get all of the people that are interested in cannabis. That's a bullshit model. We need to be using the money that's in CBD to help build and fortify against the prohibitionist bullshit argument for the continuation of the criminalization of THC, because it's a fucking farce. It is a fucking farce. Whole plant. We need the whole fucking plant. Right, last bong, and then I'm going, guys. Not that you haven't been good company. How you doing, Matt? Oh, CBD flowers have gone from here to hither. I've had some interesting conversations at the expo, though, that made me slightly nervous. I'm not going to say yet until I've done some enough research to release an article that I'm working on. Big up Puffin Cannabinoids, how you doing? Fat Farmer, how you doing? Joe, every time I need to stop looking at your name. Yeah, it's become a pyramid scheme. It's become Ponzi. people use the term Ponzi schemes now, because it works the same as a drug dealer. So if you're a drug user, sorry, so if you buy heroin, for example, you're then incentivized to get 4 people underneath you or more addicted to heroin. So when they need to buy it, they buy it from you. So you take your bit out and give it to them, and you get yours for free. The same thing is working on CBD now. So they then white label you their CBD lines from their sources. You then make money. You give them a cut. Then you set up people from yours, so you make a cut. So you're always trying to get cheaper down the supply chain, while they're always the newest guy is selling for the most expensive because he's the lowest link. And that's just what we've arrived at in this fucking scheme. And it's got ridiculous, because although some are moving towards whole plant extract, they're still using terrible carrier oils. The sheer amount of vaporization companies that have sidestepped into CBD now and are just pushing it with VG and PG and not understanding anything about the volatilization of it. You know, people are putting botanical and not food grade terpenes in with things, and not considering the how not corrosive, but how much of a solvent they are. You know. Kicked you all over. If you see me out there, Shinning welcome Dan. How you doing? Welcome to David Dora. Dropped it twice. Ooh. Right, you've got me for 2 minutes and 35 seconds, because then it's been an hour and a half. Questions, go. You probably can't type that fast because I know there's a delay on the cameras. How you doing, Ryan? How you doing, Dr. Phil? Good, cool name, man. Yeah, man, hit me up when I'm out in Spain. Anybody that's out in Spanish this year, I will be wandering about. I'll be with my camera shy camera guy. We will be filming a hell of a lot of content. So you'll probably see me shouting into a phone or a camera or something at some point. If you do come over and do say hello. How are you doing, Dan? I hope you are good. Oh, man, pineapple, so good. Love that pineapple chunk. Never get an opportunity. Barney's Farm pineapple chunk. I know they sell it in the downtown Amsterdam in the lounge. It's a bit small in there, but if you get there early, it's not a bad place to stay. Drinks are a bit expensive, but that's how they have to make their rent, you know. I do worry that's maybe what we're gonna have to do with during club with our drinks. But we will figure it out as and when we go. We can always put on large scale events, big raffles. There are other means and ways to pay one's bills. Right. I'm going to shoot off, guys. I hope you have had a fun hour and a half. I hope it's been knowledgeable, entertaining in some which way, and otherwise informative. We'll catch you later. I am very high, so I've done my job. I hope I've been caught you up with what's happening with 420. Like I said, tickets will be available from next week. We'll be releasing teaser video and flyer from next week. And if you're out in Spanibus, do hit me up. We'll be doing the DCCC live Friday Highday stream from probably Wee Flowers again next week. So catch us again. How you doing all? Catch you later, bro. Peace. Bye, Jolene. Bye, guys. Too many cameras to turn off. Say goodbye to you. Say goodbye to you. Peace. And say goodbye to you. Bye, YouTube.